Welcome to Ahmed ibn Tulun Mosque, one of the oldest mosques in all of Egypt. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to another video. Today is our last day in Cairo and we're heading off towards the Ahmed ibn Tulun Mosque, known to be Africa's oldest mosque, maybe Egypt's oldest mosque and one of the oldest mosques in Africa. We went there first and it was a few days back and it was quite dark, so couldn't really see much, so going back there to see it in the daylight. So we'll see you guys in a little while once we get there. Assalamu alaikum. So I'm with my taxi driver Sharif. Assalamu alaikum, Sharif. And what he's saying is that he loves Egypt so much. I love meeting people who love the country so much. He's saying, I asked him, do you ever want to leave Egypt, or do you ever want to go outside of Misr? And he was like, no, why should I? Your family is here, everyone's here. It's amazing to see this kind of love for their country, and I've met so many people like that. It's crazy life here, but no, they want to stay here. They love the crowds are crazy, but they love staying here. This is probably the most patient driver that I've been with, actually, because instead of horning his way through, he'll actually stop and let people go through quite often. The horn's still playing, that's normal, but he'll stop. He stopped 3 times already in 5 minutes, so it's a difference to see. So you can get the first glimpse of the Ahmed ibn Tulun minaret here. You can actually climb all the way to the top, so that's what we're going to do, and hopefully it's a bit like the Samarra Tower in Iraq, so Malwiya Tower, sorry. So we're going to climb all the way to the top, hopefully. Let's see how it goes.
من الناس كلها بتحسب له وقت فبيجري، انما لو ما حسبت له هيطول، بس احنا كله بيستنى. واحد صايم امتى المغرب هتبدا، عايز اكل. فرصة سعيدة،
شكرا
فرصة سعيدة، شرفت بحضرتك.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Alright, what a nice taxi driver. So we're here at the Ahmed ibn Tulun Mosque. We're going to go inside. Not sure if you have to pay anything for entrance fees, but let's see what happens. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to record. Hopefully they don't tell me to put my camera away. So we have finally made it to the Ahmed ibn Tulun Mosque, and it's so great to be here in the daytime. The place is just so amazing. It's Ahmed ibn Tulun Mosque is basically the oldest mosque, the second oldest mosque in all of Cairo and all of Egypt, I think. The first one is the Amr ibn al-As Mosque in near the Coptic Cairo area, and this area is so amazing. Unlike the Azhar Mosque that I went to, this mosque here is still has its the old foundations. Of course it's been refurbished and redesigned over the years, but a lot of the foundations, a lot of the works still remain the same, all the way from the time when it was first built, when it was first constructed, which was 1,200 years ago. So that's a pretty long time. And in the middle over there you'll see the ablution area, like a fountain. It's switched off now, I'm not sure if anyone's using it. And there's not a lot of tourists here, for being it's a Sunday today and it's around 12 p.m. I expected a lot more tourists to be here. It's not as hot as it looks. It's around 17-18 degrees. And there you have the legendary and the epic tower, the minaret of the mosque. And you can see, I don't know if you can make out, but there's a lot of brickwork kind of falling off. It's eroding slightly. But yeah, it just looks so much like the one that we saw in Samarra, except that you can't climb all the way from the bottom. But this stonework here, it's so fascinating all the way throughout, and you have even on the floor, it's not cleaned or anything like that. It's pretty much retains its looks from years and years ago. And interestingly, I'll take you across just over there where people are praying, just there. And if you look over there, there's a lot of students here from Malaysia and Indonesia, India as well, because they come from Azhar University. I've mentioned that on quite a few of my videos. But if you go over there, the entire mosque, that is the interior of the mosque. There's no like kind of walled off area where you go inside. There's carpets there, but that's basically it. So the air kind of pushes through, keeps the place ventilated. I doubt there's any kind of aircon you know, system working in there. So yeah, I mean, they have all these lamps throughout, and these lamps here, when you first walk into the mosque, they ask you to make a donation of any size. Really, it's not any size. They kind of force you to give a really high amount. And when you come inside, you have to actually wear these here, shoe bags as I like to call them. And yeah, it's obviously you can't be walking around here with just your socks like other mosques that you go to. You can see here that even though the mosque is over 1,000 years old, there's not really, if you think about it, there's not a lot of damage in comparison to the buildings that you find today. After 50 years or so, they start eroding, but this here is still in good shape. The way they constructed, so the guy who constructed this, the person who constructed this, his name was Ahmad ibn Tulun, and he was actually originally from Baghdad, and he was on a mission to create something very simple and grandeur, and something that really is humble yet kind of bragging at the same time, kind of majestic at the same time. And he done a fantastic job in putting that together, because the more and more I walk around this mosque, the more and more I realize that this place feels really simple, yet at the same time I feel so small being here. One thing I should mention about this mosque is that there are people praying here, but I haven't seen prayers in congregation. And I came here the other day, maybe it was around, I think it was around 6 o'clock, so it was for the Maghrib prayer, the sunset prayer. And at that time, there was nobody there. I know I came towards the ending time, but when I asked to pray inside, they said the mosque was closed. So I think it's become more of a tourist spot than like a kind of a tourist destination more than anything else. And so it's quite sad seeing that the mosque is not in operation today fully. I don't even think, I'm not even sure if they do Jummah prayers in here, but I'm gonna probably stay back for Asr, maybe come here for Maghrib and see what the vibe's like. But because I think they close at 5-6 o'clock for tourists, you don't really hear anybody telling you that the Isha prayer takes place here. It's mainly I think they have the Fajr all the way to Maghrib, and that's about it, so the 4 prayers. Anyways, let's go explore the fountain area here. So I've seen many of these, this is very common standard practice in the Islamic world, where when people need to do ablution, perform ablution before the prayers, it's right at the center of the courtyard of the mosque, and they come here, they sit down all the way around, and they basically perform the ablution. And but here, obviously, as you can see, there's nobody here. I mean, sorry, this is not working, and that's probably because, like I told you before, this mosque is not in operation like the other mosques in Cairo. It has really become a tourist site. There's a large group of tourists here, and I think they're from the Far East. And they're all taking pictures. We have now entered the main area of the mosque where the prayers happen. And it's cleared out a little bit. There's a few people praying, but it's quite busy outside, not in the inside anymore. And what a feeling. Feels like I've gone back in time. The floor, there's no carpets. There's a few carpets over there, but a large part of it. Today the mosque is not really, I just checked on the net, and the mosque on the Egyptian tourism website, the mosque is not actually used for prayer purposes. Today it's become, like I said before, it's mainly for tourists. People do come and pray here. Of course, it's still a mosque at the end of the day, but it's more for exploring and really finding out about the history of this place. I want to show you something. I want to show you something really interesting. Let me just go across here. All right, so if you look here, it says La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad Rasulullah, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of Allah. Now up until there, just that part there is basically the kind of the shahada in Islam, which is like the testification of faith to enter into Islam. That's what you recite. But then I'm not sure if there was like some kind of Shia influences here as well, because if you look here, it also says Ali Waliyullah, that Ali radiallahu anhu was the son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It means he was the friend of Allah. So I think their declaration of faith is somewhat different. So it may be that at one point, because when the Fatimid dynasty made their way to Egypt, when they ruled in the place, they may have added some calligraphy, added some works, as you can see here. The artwork is super amazing all the way down. Throughout the entire area you'll see calligraphy. Some of it I can't read because it's quite high up. Then you've got this one here as well, and it's in the, I think that script is the Kufic script, the script that originated in Kufa, and it's difficult for me to read. That's this script. It's incredible how they've carved it out, and it's still here today. You know, it's interesting that some of the mosques around the world still are like this, but they've been given like some kind of like modern touch to it with the interior. This place is completely, entirely old. I don't think I've ever been to a mosque like this before in my entire life. I've been to mosques that have become tourist sites, like the Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi, that's become a tourist site, but to come to a mosque that's over 1,000 years old, that isn't really used for congregational prayers, is something else entirely. You can see some scaffolding up there as well, because maybe some of this kind of the pillars or the structure is getting weak at this point, so they have to put this scaffolding on top. If you're waiting for the minaret, we are going to go to the minaret. We're trying to, because what happens is you come inside the mosque and then you explore around and you check out the place, and then that's all tourists taking a picture. So you explore, you walk around, and then once you've finished in the interior, you walk out the entrance, the exit, sorry, and then you go all the way around and you climb all the way to the top of the minaret. So if you want to get really awesome views of the mosque, and you can't be asked going up the tower or whatever it is, then make sure you go to every corner of the mosque. So either this corner here, that corner over there, that corner over there, or that corner over there. From those vantage points you can get some awesome views of the mosque, and especially if you want some nice Instagram photos or something like that, that's definitely the best place to stand. Alright, so the way I walk is definitely not good, because look what's happened. I definitely need to get some new shoe bags, but should be okay for now. Hopefully no one realizes. So back in the days, there were houses actually scattered on the exterior. If you can see behind me, all these walls here going all the way around, there were actually a few houses scattered around. And so what they did is they actually constructed something called a ziyada, which is basically like those empty spaces between the exterior of the mosque and also the interior where we are right now. The exterior and the interior, that was then extra space. And the only reason why they did that is because they kind of wanted to separate the kind of religious world, if you like, and the secular world outside. So they wanted to have that kind of difference. So you can hear, even till today as well, you get that kind of feeling when you're walking around, that whilst you're in here, it's very peaceful, very you can easily reflect in here. It's thought-provoking. But when you're on the outside, the atmosphere just changes. I mean, the way we came in, literally maybe 20-30 steps, jam-packed with traffic. And as soon as you enter into this area, it's like I can still hear it, but it's very faint, and it kind of reminds you of the fact that why this place has been constructed, why has it been built. So yeah, that's a very interesting fact for you there. I'm on my way now to the exit. I'm gonna go out the exit, and like I said, you have to go all the way around to climb to the top. You can already see somebody at the top. I'm incredibly excited to get to the top because I know it's not just about the minaret. I know that you can walk around the top as well, and I'm so excited to see what the courtyard looks like from up there, and also what the view of Cairo looks like once you get to the top of the tower. So let's go. All right, so up we go. Wow, check this out. This kind of reminds me of the Haram, Masjid al-Haram in Mecca. You know, the way it looks flat here and then these arches all the way down, and you can get glimpses of Cairo city from here. And look at all these old and rustic buildings. Kind of adds to the vibe, I think. There's that wudu area that I showed before. I'm going to be taking lots of photos from up here because I think the views from here get way better. And one thing I'm scared about though is there's literally no railings all the way across. I saw this in Iraq quite often as well, especially with that Samara tower that we went to, and here it's the same thing. I'm like, health and safety is like out the windows here. Right, time to get up to the tower because I know that's what I've been waiting for, and I'm sure everyone watching this video has been waiting for. So let's get straight up to the tower. Alright, so you have to climb up some more stairs to get to the top, but you can get an amazing view of these domes of the masjid from here, and also a little bit of Cairo city. We're in Islamic Cairo right now, so there's a different atmosphere. View from up here is just phenomenal, but we've still got some more stairs to climb up here. We have finally made it to the top of, actually I think you can go even higher because there's some stairs there, but I think that's closed up. But we have finally made it to almost to the top of the tower of the Ahmad ibn Tulun Mosque, and the views from here are just incredible. You can get a view of Cairo and the outskirts of Cairo slightly, and the courtyard of the mosque looks amazing from here. Check this out. So I'll just walk around this area so you can get a good kind of 360 view. Amazing to be standing right here on the top to get this 360 view, because so far in our 10-day trip to Cairo, well, almost more than a week trip to Cairo, we haven't actually had the chance to see Cairo like this. So the view from here is just superb, fantastic, amazing. And I can't believe we were down there a little while ago. So the Imam must have come here, done adhan, and you can imagine back then all the people gathering at prayer times. The place must have been packed on the day of Jummah. The good thing about climbing to the top of this tower in comparison to the Samara tower, which is pretty much kind of similar to this, is that they've got some kind of protection here, just here, so you don't feel as scared as I was on top of the other tower in Iraq. It was so scary up there, plus they got really narrow, so there's a bit more space here to go around. So we've just come down from the minaret, and we're going to end the video right here. Hope you guys have enjoyed the grand door and how magnificent and historic this mosque is. It's been an amazing experience going all the way to the top to get a view of the city of Cairo, especially Islamic Cairo. And this is definitely not going to be the only time I visit this place. I will definitely be back to visit more of Islamic Cairo, and I suggest that, again, like I said before, if there's one place that you visit in Islamic Cairo, it has to be, hands down, this is one of the best places to come and visit. And also don't forget to share this video with others if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in another video. Assalamu alaikum. Hi, my name is Jubair Ahmed, and if you like my travel videos, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date with my journeys across the world.